Casey's tutorial. Oh, there it goes. Casey's part of it will probably take us close to 10. And then the idea is you could spend the rest of the time, you know, kind of playing with Beyond on your own. And if you have any questions, you can always call Casey or I, call or email us. And that being said, I'm going to put my phone number in the chat and my email address. And as you're going through and working with Beyond, if you have any questions, just give me a call. And so any questions? All right, I'll turn it over to Casey, and feel free to turn your cameras off if you'd like to preserve bandwidth, and interject with questions at any time. Thank you.
So, you know, my internet is having some issues. So if you miss something that I say, please just stop me and I'll repeat it. I kind of missed a little bit of what Rod was saying, but you're in good hands. We're going to have some fun with some Beyond. I am curious though to know, if you guys were playing around with it since the last time, since spring, what you got from it, if you've created anything, and maybe where you're at right now with it, and what you want to learn from this point on, or if there's any questions that you guys may have. I want to turn that over to you guys real quick just to see where we're at.
Sure, this is Kim. I did 2 mini animes. I did the like the little people animation and added some music to it last time, and then I also started with the whiteboard. I tried to do the whiteboard style, and that's about as far as I got before our trial ran out.
Nice. Was there one that you prefer over the other, or is there, how you can mix everything in each one of them? It's kind of cool that it gives you that option. But is there something that you prefer over the other one?
No, I just like learning. Maybe Michelle has a particularity we can cater to that.
Awesome.
I'm having a really difficult time hearing Casey. Like I can't even turn my laptop
And Michelle, were you able
up
to,
any
play
higher.
around or dabble?
Is the voice coming through like low or?
Hold on a second.
It's coming out normal for me.
It works this way. Can you hear me better this way?
Yes. Just trying to figure out how to put captions on. Is that a thing on Zoom? I can hear you better now though.
I don't think so. That'd be awesome though.
Zoom actually does have captions, but you got to set it up as the account holder. So Anita would have to do that.
Okay, it's fine. So was there a question that I missed?
Just if you, Michelle, have dabbled in Beyond yourself, and how much have you done, or what you would be interested in furthering with?
I think I made a few different videos and then had my students log in and make some stuff, and I felt pretty comfortable with what I was doing. I obviously didn't have time to use all the different tools and different features and modes, but I don't have any specific questions right now.
Okay.
Just for context, what do you all teach? What do you teach, Kim?
So I'm one of the regional coordinators. So I teach everything and that anyone will let me.
Okay. How about you, Michelle?
I teach 7th and 8th grade science and a STEM class.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen in just a second. I believe that last time we were doing this, we were working on the coffee shop video. So I went ahead and just kind of furthered that, went along with it, just added some more, and maybe we can use some of these things to enhance our videos. So let me just show you the video first, and then we can talk about it. So, all I did was obviously make it longer, but I focused more or less this time on enhancing videos with extra motion in your scenes and sound effects and music. So maybe that could be something that we can focus on this go round. Mostly sound effects in videos and beyond. A lot of times you're not going to find the exact sound effect that you want, like per se, like a hissing or something. Like you may find a hissing in under different terms. Watch, there's a video that I wanted to show you all real quick. It's on. Just had it here, 1 second. But it basically shows you or gives you ideas of different sound effects from other items that you could use, in your videos if you can't find something. So this video, it just kind of explains that real quickly. No, that's okay. Let's see. So real quick.
It's Sound Effect, the game where you figure out what sound effect from the studio library is used in the scene. Fingers on buzzers, here we go. What sound effect was used in this scene? Was it A, forest, B, buzz? The answer is B, cell phone buzz. What sound effect was used in this scene? Was it A, pig eating, B, drill? The answer is A, pig eating. Sound effect was used in this scene. Was it A, heartbeat, B, punch? The answer is A. What sound effect was used in this scene? Was it A, in the train, Dragster Idol? The answer is B. Dragster Idol. What sound was used in this scene? Was it A. Waterfall crash? B. Frying? The answer is frying. What sound effect was used in this scene? Was it A. Explosion? B. Body fall? The answer is A. Explosion. Well, that's about all we have time for today. It's been a pleasure playing.
So basically, it kind of just explains that, like, the things that we hear in everyday life, we're going to tune ourselves to that keyword. But in Beyond, you're gonna have to use your creativity a little bit more. You're gonna have to think of what something could sound like, and then maybe search for those kind of keywords. So that's just something that is really, really helpful in enhancing the overall feel and vibe of your video. So let me see if I can find where I used some sound effect. And all these down here, these little ones, I had to actually go in and it's footsteps, but the footsteps were happening so slow that you have to go in, and I had to clip them and then kind of smush them together. So there's a little bit of editing that you'd have to do on some of those just to kind of make it work for your video. Let's see. And then I have a mic recording. That's another thing that's really helpful too, is the mic recording, because if there's no sound, being able to record something similar is pretty helpful as well. So let's see, what was this one? This is just the pop effect. And so using small sound effects for things that you're introducing into your video, and they have some kind of an enter effect, adding a little sound effect to that is, can take it a long way. So let me see if I can just play this little scene. And let's see. You can hear the footsteps too. When they get over here, you can but I kind of layered them so it's more. See, and it's very subtle and it happens so fast, but the tedious work that you can put into those little moments are very helpful and bring a lot to your video. So let's see if we can find somewhere else where we can add a sound effect. Let's see. We could do the beeping in here maybe, or some more sound effects of some crowds in our audience. Let's try that. So let's exit preview mode. We're going to come over here to our audio and our sound effects tab to the right. So up here we can find all of it. We can add our own audio or upload audio as well if we have that. Let's see if we could maybe like chewing of popcorn or something. Let's see, crunches. That would go good in this scene actually. If I type in crunch, nothing's really going to come up. So I kind of have to think about what else would be a crunching sound, or if I just type in popcorn maybe. And of course there's nothing. So we have to think about, let's see, maybe even just a pop. Pops, there's lots of pops.
What about like gravel, Casey? Like walking on gravel might be popcorny.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Like gravel?
Gravel?
Walking on gravel?
Oh, would be a good footsteps on gravel. That's actually adorable. And I think we can cut that and make it work. So we're just going to click on that and it's going to drop it under the scene that we have selected. So let's see. Let's just go ahead and cut it here. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so I can see the levels kind of rise and we're inside of that. And if I right click on this, I can split it, and that way I can, you know, make the sounds closer together or make them further apart, whatever you want to do. I think maybe just a couple of crunches real close together would be enough. And then once we watch it, we can see when she's actually popping some popcorn in her mouth, and then we'll be able to adjust from there. So let's go ahead and just split a couple times. Oops.
When you're splitting like that, does that mean you're creating a new audio or you're just putting a break into it?
I'm just putting a break in it. So wherever my cursor is in my audio clip, I will right click and then hit split, and then it just cuts it right
Got it.
there where I had my cursor at. And then you can select another one and then delete it if you need to. Let's go ahead and look at this scene real quick. Sorry. So she doesn't start popping that popcorn. Right about that. And crunch. So right about here is when we need a crunch sound. So let's go ahead and exit our preview. And maybe
Is
we just
there a
take
way
that
you
first
can-
or the second one.
Can you change the speed of like the preview on it?
I'm sorry.
Can you
I'm
change
sorry, I
the
didn't catch
speed?
that question.
Can you change the speed of the preview?
Oh, no, I don't believe we can change the speed. And if we can, I don't think I've figured that part out yet. There's just a few, I don't know, a few things like that that Beyond just doesn't allow us to do. Just, you know, might be easier for them, but definitely leaves us hanging. All right. So let's try this one out real quick. The only thing I can do is hold that cursor right here once it's playing, and then just kind of drag it along, and then I can get the visuals, but not the audio as well. This probably is one of the most, not frustrating, but just, I don't know, annoying, I guess, parts of Beyond is the playback portion of it, and it having to load things for you and then playing back after it loads everything. When in like desktop
Yeah,
applications, you can just run through it real quick because you're not waiting on any
in
bandwidth.
normal video editing, I mean, you could do this all instantaneously.
Yeah. And it's weird when you just want to like watch one scene and that's it. Yeah, I think that worked out a little bit. Let's watch the second scene. Okay, I think that'll be good. So little things like that. Maybe we can get some laughter in here real quick. I don't know if they have single person laughter, so I might have to record a silly laugh. So let's see. Oops, we need this. See, they only have audience laughter, which might be kind of funny to add into. Maybe we can add that into like a portion of our movie clip that will maybe there's a scene where Dominic kind of does a little dance move or something. It'd be funny to have a little laughter in. This. And I think I want to turn it down a little bit, so I will go into the settings. If you right click on any of the audio, go into your settings, you can adjust the volume as well. We'll put it maybe at 20%, so it's not too crazy. And for that part with the guy, this guy's laughing, I'm going to record it really fast. So if I go into our add audio, go to mic recording. As soon as you push this, it'll be ready for you, and you can make any noise you want to. So don't laugh at me, because I would, yeah, I would just be laughing at myself. And it's a guy, so it has to be a little bit lower than normal. So let's see what I could do. Ha 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 ha. That was, yeah, that was more like Santa Claus, I think.
That made me laugh.
Good, I'm glad. Yeah, that's definitely very silly, but I'm going to use it anyways. So let's stick it here, and we're going to turn it way down. Let's do 10%, and stick it at the end. Okay, let's watch it from here. Let's go ahead and save any work that we've done just in case. And let's go ahead and preview. Oh, he's laughing there too. He got shushed. That was perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that as is. Let's see, maybe if I control copy and then control paste it over here. Is it gonna paste for me? There it is, down here at the bottom. Maybe we can get him to laugh here. If you hit Control P on your keyboard, it'll go into preview mode. So that's kind of a nice shortcut. Super cheesy. It may be adjusted later, but I definitely think that the placing works for that right here. Let's see. So as well as sound effects, a good music is always, something to look into. You don't want music that's not going to feel the vibe of your scene. Definitely needs to be something that connects your viewer to your video. So for this first half of the whole movie, up until the theater, I think is one. It's a whole different vibe. It has like the coffee shop vibe feel. Oh, that's the ambient, so it's down here. Kind of low. It's lighthearted. So you gotta pay attention to the kind of the vibe that you're sending your viewers throughout your video. And then when you come over here to the movie that they go and see, it's a completely different vibe. It's like super upbeat rock and roll kind of feel. So that's like the energy that you're trying to expel to the viewer. It's and you could use sound and music through your video to make your viewer feel what you want them to feel. Like in those, Rod always talks about those really, really sad, heart-wrenching pet or adopt a dog videos, or stray cats and everything. They play the music behind it, like of course the visuals and what what you're looking at is gonna already pull at your heartstrings, but like the added on energy of the audio and the music behind it, it's like, you know, 50-50. So if you can get a hold on what kind of energy you want to expel to your viewers, then it helps when you're trying to search for your audio that way. See, is there any questions so far on audio for your videos? And again, you can upload anything, any kind of audio or video to your Beyond to use from an outside source if you have it already. A lot of the songs and stuff in Beyond have all kind of the generic commercial feel to them, but they're definitely, there's a wide range of feels of types of music, but they definitely all have like that same kind of sound to them. So if you wanted to upload something else, that's totally cool. Another thing that or one more thing I wanted to talk about was the additive of motion in some scenes. Like if, you know, things are all idle, there's not a lot going on, the person that's viewing it isn't going to have that visual range of motion. They're not going to be looking all around your scene. They're going to be looking at the one thing that you're focusing on. And in some scenes, that's okay. That's kind of what you want. But you know, when it's a long scene or something, they're going to get bored, and they're going to need something else to kind of help them look at all that. Let me turn this down real quick because it was kind of loud. Okay. All right, let's go through this video, and in each of these scenes I added like a little prop of like a motion graphic, so you guys can check it out and see if you can spot the prop. Were you able to see in each of those at least one thing that was added to give extra motion and visual stimuli?
Yeah, like the little white triangles and for like action.
Oh, you cut out there a little
Oh, I was saying
bit
the
on my side, I'm sorry.
and like the squiggle lines that represent action or motion.
Right, exactly. And that, you know, it doesn't have to do a lot with the scene, but if it's you know, it's just the, like, especially that one where it draws it on for you, that's like the whiteboard animation style. Oops. It draws it on, uses that hand, and it's a little bit extra motion, a little extra. So exploring those type of things in your props is, you know, very, very helpful. Let's see, if we go over to props, and if you don't want just shapes, but you want like any animated motions, I just type in animated, and it pulls up all of the ones that actually have motion to them. So you can like go through those. There's like flames, crying babies, those BAMs, balloons that fly, which is really cool. Adding in that, like, you know, to over a whole scene, you could just blow it up. It would be kind of cool. But yeah, there's tons of things. But if you wanted to just do like just random shapes, you could just type in animated shapes, and it gives you, you know, lots of just little graphics to add into your scene as well. I don't see how that one is moving, but there's others. Oops, just lines that you can do a whole border with that kind of a thing, which would be kind of cool. Of course, the corners, and then when you're going into whiteboard animation, each of these things that you add in, they're going to already come with that inter effect of the whiteboard hand. So you're free to change that if you don't want the hand at all, or if you want to change the color of the hand or the style of it or anything, you can do that as well with your effects controls. So I'm going to delete that as well. Let's see. But yes, starting off with some kind of a story to capture your audience, leading it into like the real value and the point to your commercial and everything. It can all be done with a lot of help from small audio, small little tiny motion effects. All of these things just enhance your video so much more. So there's a lot of videos that I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this video. And then I go look at it like a month later, like, you know what, there's so much more than I could have done to this. So, you know, patience and curiosity and creativity will get you through these videos and have an awesome product. Is there any questions from you guys right now?
I don't really have any questions. I feel like I just need time to work on it. I'm sure I'll have questions along the way.
It really is a matter of, exactly, yes. And I'll put my number and email too in the chat box. And you guys feel free to contact me anytime with questions, or if you just, you know, want somebody to watch your stuff and give you some feedback, I would definitely be willing to do that.
Yeah, just as an overall note, with, you know, with Beyond, I mean, we went over the basics before, and there's just so many little minute things you can add. And when you watch a commercial or television show or an animation in the future, just try to look out for all of those tiny little things that, you know, people have added. And when you look at it, you're going to have a whole new appreciation, if you don't already, with you know, the production of even some of these simple commercials, because there's so much that goes into it, so many layers of audio and you know, special effects, how the camera moves, how the scenes transition, you know, the content that goes into all of it. I mean, there's just so much work. And you can just imagine like a full-length animated movie, an hour and a half animated movie. The reason they cost $300 million to make on average is because, you know, tens and hundreds of people work simultaneously over years to get all of those little minute details just right. So, I mean, you could keep going on, and at some point, when you're working on these commercials, you just have to say, okay, it's good enough. I have to stop, because you can kind of go on forever.
That's so true. And yeah, definitely, like you said, Rod, looking like before the boot camp, I wasn't looking at all the minuscule little details in things I was seeing on media and TV until afterwards. And once it's pointed out to me, everything that I watch now, I'm like breaking it down in my head, looking at the different layers, seeing, like, you know, asking myself, I wonder why they put that there. I wonder why they made that fly across the screen or something. I'm gonna continue to have all these questions about it, but that's like what keeps it in my head. That's why I remember, you know, what I'm watching. But it's pretty awesome. So I hope that you guys can start to have that vision of what you're seeing as well.
Yeah, and to keep just remember, the main objective is to keep the viewer's attention, and then hopefully make it memorable, particularly if it's an academic topic. So in order to do that, you gotta and I could send you some information about this. You gotta kind of integrate human psychology you know, put yourself in the shoes of the viewer. How does a viewer think? How would they best consume this information? How is it interesting to them? And all of these little details go into that. Even in a 15-second, 30-second spot. That's the other thing, is length of video. So, you know, most people have an attention span of less than a minute when it comes to a video. Probably a minute is kind of pushing it. So, you know, if you could keep your spots to 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or a minute, you know, that just kind of, you know, keeps the viewer's attention. And I know that's sometimes difficult to do, especially when you're explaining an academic topic, but just be cognizant of, you know, the viewer, who the viewer is, whether it's a, you know, a middle schooler or an adult or whatever. And before you even, you know, start production, put yourself in the shoes or in the viewer's head, and try to tailor your product to best keep their attention and make it memorable. Any questions? Okay, maybe we could spend the rest of the time just kind of fooling around with Beyond. You have Casey's contact information, you have mine. Give us a call if you have any questions or run into any stumbling blocks. Or if you'd like us to kind of see and give you feedback on your finished product. It was good seeing you again. And aside from this professional development session, if you need anything in the future, help with Beyond voiceover or anything digital media related, give us a call.
Thank you guys so much.
Take care.
Of course, thank you so much.
Oh, one final thing. If you do want a Beyond subscription, let Anita know and she'll get you one.
Great. So I'm going to cut off our recording here. And then, as we know, if we have any questions, we can get a hold of Dr. Sanchez or Casey.
Cool. Very good.
Okay, perfect.